I'd like to begin by just saying thank you to the organizers for inviting me and for giving me this opportunity. It's an honor to be here. I'm noticing some sleepy eyes in the audience, so I'm going to actually invite everybody to stand up for a moment. So wherever you are, just stand up. Keep your headphones on. And I'm going to invite everybody to be a little silly, a little funny. So here's what I'd like you to do. This will just give us some energy back in our bodies again. So if you get embarrassed, you can close your eyes. And exhale, ha. Good, we'll do two more. Inhale. Ah. And be a little more silly this time. Ready? Inhale. Ah. Okay, just slowly just come to a stillness and close your eyes. So I come to you today representing a few different areas of my life. The first is as a practitioner. So I've been practicing Buddhism for about 15 years. I also come to you as a scholar. I did my graduate work at Harvard University, and particularly I focused on world's religions, but looking very specifically at meditative states. And I also come to you as an entrepreneur. And I'll speak to you today specifically about a meditation app that I and a team of others have created. And I'd like to speak to you about some of the positive things that we gain as a global society when we make meditation apps. But I'd also like to speak to you about some of the liabilities, some of the things that we need to watch out for as we merge technology, smartphone apps, and Buddhism. The first thing I'd like to do is just give you an overview, a very simple overview, that there are three basic types of meditation. Many of us only think of meditation as calming, or what we sometimes call tranquility practice, calming our mind or learning to concentrate. Now, of course, learning to concentrate or to calm our mind is an extremely important step along the path. But there are other types of meditation. A second type of meditation we might call generative practice, where we intentionally generate particular meditative states or emotional states. We might intentionally generate a state of loving kindness, or generosity, or equanimity. The third type of meditative practice is called insight practice. And insight practice is where we actually begin to investigate our direct experience. We investigate the boundaries of self and other. We investigate the nature of reality. Now, from my experience, I'd like to share with all of you that I think meditation apps are fantastic for those first and second type of meditations. Meditation apps are extremely useful to help people develop concentration or mindfulness. Meditation apps can also be useful to help generate particular emotional states. But that third category, this category we call insight, the category where we're examining our own experience and gaining insight into the true nature of reality. I hold the position, and perhaps this is a more traditional view, that those types of practices are best done in a direct relationship with a meditation teacher, and someone who can closely track and examine your progress. And there are a number of reasons for that I'll speak to. So some of the benefits of using a meditation app. First and foremost, meditation app allows us to develop a huge amount of variety. That means that we can design apps for different types of people and at different levels of experience. So in a very simple way, in the app that I've helped to develop called Sphere, we have different entry points, some using the body as a meditation object, some using the mind as a meditation object, and others using the breath as a meditation object. What we've found is that different students relate to meditation in different ways. There are different typologies. A meditation app allows us to develop a huge amount of variety. The second benefit of a meditation app is that it's self-directed. That means you can go at your own pace. Every day, you can wake up and you can pick up right where you left off. It's a huge advantage. Third is meditation apps give us convenience. That means that our spiritual teacher or our meditation teacher is always right in our pocket on our smartphone. Huge benefits to that. Whether we're commuting to work or to school, or whether we're at home or perhaps can't sleep late at night, our meditation teacher is always there with us. The fourth benefit is that in a meditation app, you can track your progress. You have the ability to know where you left off. What meditation did you leave last time you practiced? What meditation should you do next? So there's huge benefit to that. Fifth is that most of us know that the Buddha spoke about Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. And in particular, Sangha, or community, the spiritual practitioners. Meditation apps can actually allow us to link using social networks, to find each other, to practice together. It can give a reminder to my friends or family that I'm practicing. This is a huge benefit. If I'm practicing alone at home without my meditation app, nobody in my community may know I'm practicing. But when I sit down to practice and I log into my app, it can send a message to thousands of people in my network to let them know that I'm meditating now. We can all join together. So it's good for Sangha in that way. And finally, the last benefit of meditation apps, smartphone apps, is that they're infinitely scalable. If you think about one single meditation teacher, he may or she may only be able to come make contact with maybe a few thousand people if they're lucky. Maybe with some technologies, a few 100,000. But with a meditation app, we can touch millions and millions. So there's a real opportunity to scale some of the basic teachings of the Dharma universally. I wanted to just give you some quick screenshots of the app that we've developed. You can see that we have different levels of practice. You can choose between body, breath, and mind. We also have single meditations people can choose from. There's a way to track your experience. There's a way that you can connect with your community of practitioners. You can like their practices, tell them a good job. And we also have just simple timers. Now, I'd like to speak to you about some of the difficulties I see, some of the liabilities. So it's not all good that we have meditation apps. There are certain things that are better left to be done in person, as I said. So the first is that in a relational-based practice, where you have a teacher and you're a meditation practitioner, the teacher will be tracking your progress. He'll know exactly where you are and what the right meditation is to give to you. Now, some people argue that we'll eventually have the brainwave technology to be able to know the state that the practitioner is in. Now, this is true. I think that we're almost there. But at the same time, teachers are always tracking and checking on the students' ethics, how their character is, how they're showing up in the world. This is something that a meditation app will never be able to do. And so I argue that more advanced practices, particularly practices that begin to dismantle everyday reality, those are best saved for that relationship to make sure the student is exhibiting a readiness in his or her character. And finally, I think the most important, is that true and authentic meditative practice, particularly the practice that comes in a lineage from a teacher to student, involves a certain quality of heart transmission. It requires a heart-to-heart relationship. And no matter how advanced we make artificial intelligence, no matter how advanced we make meditation apps, it's my opinion that will never replace the human-to-human relationship that comes from a teacher to a student. There's value in that beyond anything we could ever imagine. And there's something sacred in that. So I'm here to share that I think there's a lot of hope for meditation apps, but I also think there's some things that we should consider carefully as we move forward. So I'd like to share with you, before we close, I'd like to share with you a practice. So rather than just talk about it, let's do it together. Who here has a meditative practice? Does anybody here practice meditation? A few people? Well, for the next few minutes, I think I have 6 minutes. For the next few minutes, if you do not wish to practice, it's perfectly okay. You can just sit in silence. But if you would like to explore, I invite you to explore. Because we can talk about meditation, but it's very different when we actually engage in it ourselves. So, please sit up nice and straight in your chair. And try not to lean on the back of the chair. So you're actually sitting forward a bit, and have your spine straight. I often say, you can have a sense of dignity, a sense of majesty in your posture when you sit. And you recognize that the meditative practice is an opportunity to go deeper into understanding the true nature of your own mind. And for this practice, we'll close our eyes, so please close your eyes. And I've never taught meditation with it simultaneously being translated, so this is also an interesting experiment. So we'll keep an open mind and an open heart. So begin by placing your hands on your knees. And direct your attention to the sensations of your hands against your knees. So notice the pressure. Notice the points of contact as your hands press against your knees. Now, when we first begin meditating, we're often quickly distracted. We wander off into thought, or into daydream, or into emotion. If you find yourself distracted, bring your attention right back to the sensations of your hands as they press against your knees. Now, this is a stage-based meditation, so if you'd like to stay here, feel free to stay here. If you want to come a couple steps deeper, keep following my voice. Now, see if you can feel the sensations of your hands against your knees. And also, feel the sensations of your sit bones against the chair. So, seated against the chair. Hands in the knees. And the sit bones in the chair. It's one field of awareness. So at first you might jump back and forth between the hands and the chair and the hands and the chair. But eventually you'll gain the capacity to feel both sets of sensations at the same time. A single field of awareness. Feel free to stay here if you'd like. If you'd like to continue, just keep following my voice. Now, see if you can feel your whole body like a single field of awareness. So feeling your whole body all at once. So you're not jumping from the head to the knees to the feet. You feel the whole body like a single field of awareness. And then just one more step for those who want to go further. Feel your body like it's glowing with awareness. It's like your skin is becoming porous. And your awareness is glowing like a field of radiating energy, larger than your skin. You can allow that awareness to move up, above the head, down below the body. Allow that awareness to move forward, to move backward, to the right, and to the left. Just an open, glowing sphere of awareness. And just take a deep inhale and exhale out. So you can open your eyes and bring the meditation to a close. And I'd just like to thank you all.